morning, friends. It's Friday, what day is it? The 18th of February, and I am starting a vlog for Mid-Month Book Bash. So Mid-Month Book Bash was officially last weekend, but I could not participate because of various and sundry reasons. So I am going to do it this weekend because I have a long weekend this weekend. So it's Friday, and I do have to work today, but that's fine. And then I have a long weekend. I have Monday off. It's President's Day holiday on Monday. So I figured what better weekend to do a mid-month book bash than on my long weekend. I am also headed to camp this afternoon after work. So we'll be up there for probably the week. Even though it's not anymore, we don't anymore have children in K through 12. We still sort of arrange our calendars by the school year, strangely. So it is February vacation this month, this week coming up, in Maine. And normally we would have, the kids would be off from school and all that. And so we normally would be doing camp things on February vacation. So we're going to camp. Hopefully the weather will improve. Today it is absolutely pouring down rain and windy as all get out. It's blowing like, I don't know, 40 or 50 miles an hour right now. So hopefully we'll lose power. But that's where we're at. It's been a morning already. It's like 7:45 right now. And I've already, the cat's already thrown up. And so I had to clean that up. And then I smashed a glass bowl inside my Tupperware cupboard. Any of you who have a Tupperware cupboard know what that means. It means disaster. So everything had to come out. I've already started, you can hear in the background the dishwasher, I'm sure. That's the dishwasher running the first load of everything that has to be washed to make sure there's not glass in it. So yeah, it's been a morning. So let's talk about what I'm going to be reading this weekend during Mid-Month Book Bash. First of all, my audiobook will be my current BookTube Prize book, which is White Magic. Can't remember the author's name. Can't talk about it anyway, just to let you know, that's my audiobook. I am continuing to work on the Barbizon by Paulina Bren, which is my buddy read with Britta and Kim. I started a sci-fi novel. This is Wool by Howey. It's the first book in a trilogy, and I'm about 100 pages in, and it's like post-apocalyptic type sci-fi. It's really crazy. All these people live in basically an underground silo. So their community is organized vertically in this silo. And depending on what job you have, says where in the depths of the silo that you live. So of course the higher echelon people live at the top and the lower echelon people live at the bottom. So it's super interesting so far. Also, climate type thing is what caused the dystopianness of this, I think. So I'm eager to get back into this. It reads really quickly and enjoying that. And I am reading my next presidential biography, President McKinley, Architect of the American Century by Robert W. Mary. I am 108 pages into this one. So those are the current reads. I also need to start Undrowned, Black Feminist Lessons from Marine Mammals by Alexis, Pauline, Gumbs, which is the Book Naturalist Book Club pick for the month of February. So I will be starting this hopefully this weekend as well. So that's what's on the agenda. Hopefully my day improves from here and no more disasters happen. Let's all pray together for that. Hey, I just wanted to check in. It's Friday night and I have finished the Barbizon, The Hotel That Set Women Free by Paulina Bren, and this was excellent. I really enjoyed this. There were parts of the book that I found a little slow or maybe a little too detailed, particularly when it came to the architectural bits of when the Barbizon was first built, or when it came to name dropping some of the society people that were involved with the Barbizon, with Mademoiselle magazine, just because I didn't recognize all of the names. But as far as like as a women's history of a particular time period, particularly in New York, and particularly for white women, I thought this was really, really well done. It really captured the moment of the mid-20th century when, you know, women were wanting to have more freedom and more ability to determine what kind of roles they wanted to take on in their lives, and were really pigeonholed by society into the wife, mother, family, homemaker role. And it was such a lock on women at that time period that they really felt there was no way out of that for them. There was no other safe path for them. And it led a lot of young women to, you know, mental illness, and even worse, to suicide. So I thought, as far as like a woman's history of the 20th century, I thought this does a really nice job of capturing that feeling of sort of the push and pull between possibility and promise and being held back to the social mores and traditions. So yeah, really enjoyed my time spent with this nonfiction book. And I did also spend a little bit of time during my lunch break from work working on this book, Wool by Hugh, Howey. This is really very thought-provoking and interesting. This whole idea of the society locked in this silo environment for generations, and they can't go outside, and we don't know why they can't go outside other than it's unlivable for humans at this point, or at least that's what the people who live inside the silo think. And so they just live their whole lives inside this underground, you know, vertical living space, and they've done so for generations, and they've all been taught not to question anything about the existence, and not to want to go outside, and not to talk about it. And some cracks have started to form in the society, and we're starting to see some questioning happening. And I am like 130 pages into this one right now, so very excited to see where this one goes. It is a chunky bugger, and there's 2 more after this one because it's a trilogy. So we'll see how far I get in that this weekend. But I am just now getting ready for bed. It's Friday night, so I will check in with you again tomorrow. Just a quick check-in on this Sunday afternoon. It's been very busy this weekend, but I have blazed through this book. I finished this 500-page science fiction novel, Wool by Hugh Howey. Sorry, I keep adding an L and it's no L. So I finished this morning, and it was such a good read. It was just what I needed. I needed something fast-paced with a lot of plot and a lot of action to like pull me along in the story, and that's what this book had in spades. I know I've talked about it a little bit, but the premise is it's some kind of post-apocalyptic world where these people are living in an underground silo, and each floor of the silo houses a different set of basically skill set. So like the mechanicals are way down deep, and they grow the food in the middle, and the technology is in the middle, and then at the very top is the administration and the law enforcement. And that's the society that these folks are in. Our main character is Jules, and she's kind of like this MacGyver character. Like, she's really mechanically adept, and she knows how to fix things, and she gets embroiled in a mystery, and she's trying to solve the mystery. And you're taken along for the ride with her. And the folks cannot leave the silo. They cannot go outside. There's something wrong outside. You don't know as the reader. The people in the silo don't seem to know what's wrong either. They just know that it's not safe to go out there. And there's lots of commentary about social class and who gets to make decisions and how the masses are, you know, told things or not told things by the powers that be. That is just wonderful. There's lots of action. There's lots of twists and turns. I just blazed through this. There are 2 more books in the series, and I certainly will be picking those up very, very soon because I want to know what happens next. So really enjoyed that read and really was glad to just like dive into a piece of genre fiction and just, you know, blaze through it. It was so much fun. I have also made a little bit of progress in Undrowned and am enjoying this. I've made a little bit of progress in White Magic, which is my BookTube prize book. Can't talk about that. Listening to it on audiobook. So yeah, I'm making progress here this long weekend. And it's only Sunday, so I have one more. I have the rest of this day. It's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon on Sunday. And I have the rest of this day and all day tomorrow to do reading. So I'm very excited about that. And I will check in with you when I have more to report. Good morning. It's Tuesday. What the hell date is it? It is Tuesday, February 22nd, and my long weekend is over. The mid-month book bash is over. You've come back to my kitchen, to the kitchen cabinet, in order for me to make a cup of tea to start my day off on Tuesday morning. And I just wanted to close up the mid-month book bash vlog by saying that I did complete one more book. I started and finished The Color of Water, A Black Man's Tribute to His White Mother by James McBride, which is a memoir. James McBride, of course, a famous author, famous African-American author. And this was just a fabulous, fabulous memoir of, it tells the story of his life and his mother's life. His mother was white. She was a Jewish immigrant from Poland in the 1930s. She came to this country when she was 2 years old. Her dad was a rabbi and her mom was, you know, it was arranged marriage. They came to this country with 2 young children, had a 3rd child, lived in the South. The dad was not a good man, trigger warnings for abuse, and just terrible situation in her childhood. But this memoir is told in an alternating chapter style. So one chapter is from James' point of view, from his life, and then one chapter is from his mother's point of view. And I really enjoyed the way that this memoir was told in alternating chapters. I felt that it really gave insight into both the author's life and also to his mother's life, why she made some of the decisions that she did, you know, what happened in her life that set up things that happened in his life. Just very powerful and touching and emotional memoir, but also funny in places. I mean, this isn't just a misery fest throughout. It is not like that at all. It is just a very uplifting story of a young woman who was determined to live life on her own terms, and her son who has become this amazing author and musician. So yeah, they had lots of tough times, but they persevered, and it is a hopeful and uplifting story in the end. Really enjoyed this. It was first published in 1996. So it's a little bit, you know, it's a little bit more maybe old school style memoir than the sort of experimental type memoirs that are being published today, but I really enjoyed it, and I just blazed through it and read it in 2 days. So highly recommend. If you're looking for something else to read for Black History Month, I think The Color of Water would be an excellent bet for you. So let me turn you around and show you my bullet journal spread for the mid-month book bash. Okay, here is my page that I set up for the mid-month book bash. You can see up top here I set up for the 4 prompts for the weekend. That was friends, food, fun, and fire. And you can see that I checked off each of those things, which you will have seen in the vlog before this. This is my title list of all the books that I read. The books with the check mark I finished this weekend. So I finished the Barbizon, I finished Wool, which I started and finished this weekend. Or no, I guess I had read 100 pages of that. So, but had a lot to read in that one, finished that one, and then I started and finished The Color of Water. I also read 83 pages of Undrowned, and I read, I think, 4 chapters in my audiobook of White Magic. And so that was a total of 884 pages read for the weekend, which 800 was my goal. So I met my goal, which I'm very excited about, and 3 books completed. So I feel like this was a highly successful mid-month book bash. Thanks so much to Doris for hosting these monthly, reading extravaganzas. I had a really good time putting together this vlog. So I look forward to the next one, and I'll talk to you all later.